When you find the business opportunities to impact the world, when you make the decision to change, it's on. Hey everyone, thank you for listening to It's On. We are Anthem Republic, a digital agency located out of Nashville, Tennessee. And I am Calvin Noel. I'm the VP of Creative Services here at Anthem Republic, and I am here with my wonderful coworkers in the studio. I'm not going to say who they are. I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Brad Ayers. I'm the founder and CMO of Anthem Republic.
And I'm Austin Frederick. I'm the Director of Digital and Social Strategy here at Anthem Republic.
And they are brilliant, ladies and gentlemen. They are awesome to work with. And we just wanted to take a moment and first of all, just welcome you to our podcast. But we also wanted to tell you a little bit about this podcast. So it was created in our offices where we wanted to develop something that would find opportunities in business to impact the world. And not only the world, but yourself. And so when we think of fill in the blank, when you think of how to take action, it's on. The moment you decide to take initiative, it's on.
Launching a new product, it's on.
It's on. When you get that raise,
it's on.
It's on. Exactly. So that's what this is. And we'll be unpacking through all of our episodes how to change yourself, your environment, your world, your surroundings through business and even personal. So the first thing I think people need to know is, who is Anthem Republic? I know we gave our names and our titles, but Brad, you're the founder, and can you just explain to people what it is we do and what's our mission?
Yeah. So I founded Anthem Republic over 10 years ago with the one mission, and the one mission is my own personal mission, and it's the desire to help companies and businesses really create something that's really valuable to humanity. And so for me, everything that we do in the marketing and advertising world always has to better humanity. It has to be something, a product or a service that people not only enjoy, but actually helps out their life.
So how long have you been working with Anthem, Austin?
So I've been with Anthem a little over a year and a half now. I've been working, like I said earlier, specifically digital and social strategies, and I would say that a lot of my passion lies in identifying ROI. I think I was talking about it a little bit ago, but I'm trying to get back to that moment now. But it's really sitting down with clients and identifying what's really working and what's not. It actually drives me up the wall when I talk with the client and they're not willing to sit down with me and discover all that there is to discover about all the data and stuff that they're working on and they're producing to really identify real solutions. And so that's what I'm passionate about, and that's what I was really brought to Anthem to do, I'd say.
Yeah, I think, Brad, you kind of lay that out for us a lot in the offices about return on investment. And I know this episode isn't about return on investment, but I think it's a pillar. And I just would love for you to just kind of tell the people, just your thoughts about that, because I think that even helps define what this podcast will do for people.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think when you work with clients, the first thing you got to do is you got to put yourself in their shoes. And they're spending a lot of money and resources to market a product or services. And they're doing that and they can continue in business only if they can prove a return on investment, a financial return on investment. So, I've been in the advertising world for over 20 years now. And, I came out of the traditional world of television, radio, print, and we spent a lot of money and energy and run a lot of media and television spots, and it was really difficult for us to tie one media or medium or spend into a real return on investment. You could see it all work as a whole, but with digital technology and other types of data technologies, we can actually now pretty much measure all of our campaigns to a real financial return on investment, which is super exciting.
Right.
So that's something that all of my employees hear me say probably once or twice a day because it's important. And it's not only important to me, it's really important to our clients.
Exactly.
So, and that's the thing that once you actually launch a campaign, you're able to see the return on investment and you're actually able to see the numbers. That's exciting for me.
And it's on.
And it's on. That's when it's on. It's not on just doing awesome creative, even though it's kind of on.
Yeah, it's
sometimes.
kind of.
It's exciting.
But when it makes much sense.
Yeah, but when what you do actually gives back to your clients financially, then not only do we become valuable, but what they're doing, they're able to continue what they're doing to add value to their customers, and that's when it's on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you really nailed it. That is really like the reason that we created this podcast, because even though we are an advertising marketing agency, we really do care about people and we care about humanity. And we really look forward to this podcast to be able to help you walk through and navigate through the business life that you may have, or it may even affect you personally. And let's unpack a little bit of some things that we would love to see and talk about. Of course, we want to have everybody else's input, but what are some things that you would love to see come out of this podcast?
For me, what I'd love to do is to really talk about something that's important as well, is this idea of empathy. An empathy to our end customer that we support, not just our clients, but the customer, because I feel like that's something that is sometimes lost. Sometimes in marketing and advertising and business, we sit around and think about the numbers, which are very important, but we need to think about the end customer, and we need to make sure that the products and the services that we're marketing are actually having an impact, a positive impact on the end customer. The only way to do that as a marketer is you have to learn how to get into the shoes of those customers, and you have to go deep, not just kind of think about them and what they might look like and things they might enjoy, but really get into the heart of that person, of what their real need are.
Right. Now, I know you're very passionate about that particular thing, empathy. Like, what's the thing that drives you to really make that a pillar for the company?
I think being in advertising and marketing most of my career, when I was younger, I spent a lot of time thinking about myself, and I thought about what I needed to do to produce the best material, produce the best campaigns, produce whatever, right? And as you get older, you start to take on the idea that maybe there's more to this than just me.
Right.
And so I've realized over time that what we do, we could either serve people or we could actually hurt people.
Right.
Right. And so with what we're doing, the empathy part is the basis, I believe, the foundation of marketing and advertising. And without it, if you're not able to see how you're serving people, then I don't even know why we do what we do.
Right.
You know, it makes it worth it.
Yeah.
And especially when you're able to do that well and actually able to see the benefit that it gives a customer or a person, that's really exciting for me.
Yeah, I think clients really, and you all can chime in whenever, but I think clients really enjoy the fact that we get it. Like, we share the same space of, listen, I need to spend X amount of dollars, but I need to make this work. Yeah. And I think sometimes people that do marketing or even advertising, they can come in just for the bottom line to get the money and not deliver or have the empathy to understand what they're trying to do as a business. So I appreciate, the approach that you make us walk through to get with our clients. And I think they love it.
Yeah, I think, some of the future podcasts topics that excite me are things that deal with the human spirit.
Yeah.
And that deal with business and being a human. And it's those two combinations that I'm really excited about talking about for future podcasts and bringing those things together.
Yeah.
Bringing special guests on that are experts in certain fields and areas.
Yeah. What about you, Austin? What do you want to see come to this podcast?
Well, I'd say probably the thing that I'm most passionate about is observing and figuring out what's happening in the future, whether it's in technology, whether it's in digital, whether it's even in paper, what's coming up in paper technology, who knows?
Yeah.
Those are the things that really get me energized on a daily basis, is all the things that are constantly changing. That's why I find myself in both the industry and the subsect of the industry that I'm in, because I love staying on top and researching and understanding what's new and what's fresh.
Yeah.
It's something that's important to me, and I think to Anthem as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think for me, I just really love the craft of marketing and advertising. Of course, I love being very creative. But I do believe, and I say this all the time, I think perception determines reception. So how people perceive you really does determine how they receive what you do. So I've just spent a lot of time through the years of really trying to craft perceptions through branding and through videos and through all the other stuff. But I'm really excited to sit in the position as a student with this podcast, and we want to invite the experts. We want to be able to ask them, now, how do you get from here to here? How do you go from $100,000 in revenue to $10 million in revenue? Or it may be episodes where we're asking, how do you create this company culture at this, Fortune 100 business? Or, I don't know.
I'd listen to that one. Yeah.
Yeah. But, stuff like that. I really want to learn from the experts in the business field and help people to really see that light switch go off, so that at the end of every episode, I want you to say at the end of it, it's on.
It's on. Kelvin, let's talk a little bit about the It's On name and how we came to that. Well,
what's funny? I had different names, and I was thinking of different names, and I'm once again, I'm the creative guy, so I'm a little nervous to. When you work with creative people, you're just kind of like, man.
Are you nervous when you work with me?
You have a high standard. But,
I do?
Yeah.
Why?
But I like it, though. Trust me. I love it. But when you work with really good creative people, it's like iron sharpens iron. And so if they don't like it, that these are the good people that don't like your stuff. So I was a little nervous as we were talking about the podcast on what the name would be. And then we were on the whiteboard and you just said, it's on. And I was like, I really like it. And because I talk like that, that's how I am, like, ooh, it's on, you know?
One thing that you said that the moment you realize that you need to change and you own that, and you're willing to actually put the energy into change, that's when it's on.
Yep, that's it.
It's a decision, right?
Yes.
It's an internal decision that everyone makes. So if you're in business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're launching some new product, if you're just trying to get up out of bed in the morning, there's a point where you have to make a decision. Yeah. And once you have that decision made, then you can say it's on. Yeah. And when in business, when we do what we do, whether we're launching a new campaign, like for Austin, when he reveals some new data that shows a real positive return on investment, those are the times where you're like, it's on. Yeah. And so I felt like that when we came up with that and you just validated it, I'm like, that's it. It's as simple as it's on.
Yeah. And people say it all the time. I mean, the queen of television, my mother, Oprah Winfrey, she says it on her Instagram.
That's right.
And I knew it was the same week. We had already decided that we were calling and it's on. And here I am flipping through Instagram and she's talking about something and she just looks in the camera and she's like, it's on.
No, see, I thought you had just gotten in touch with her. Hey, can you just drop a plug?
Yeah, I mean, one day. Not yet, but Oprah, if you're listening, I would love to connect with you. I love you, Mom. Thank you.
So, Calvin, what's your role again at Anthem Republic?
My role at Anthem is I'm the VP of Creative Services, which is expanding and it's going really fast right now. And so maybe after this episode, we can talk. We can talk about my responsibilities.
The expanding opportunities for the VP of Creative Services.
I'm up to my neck a little bit, But I love it. I love being creative. I love videos. I love podcasting. I love strategy. I love serving our clients. I love people. So, and for those listening, I used to have my own business and coming to Anthem, I just wanted to play with people that are better than me. And I think if you're in the 7th grade and you play with 12th graders, it makes you better. And I believe that I'm with the 12th grade right now. So when I get to the 12th grade, I'll be great.
Well, that's a big compliment.
Yeah, but it's
I feel
true.
The same way about you.
Awesome. Oh, guys, look at this. They're going to make me tear up today.
I founded Anthem Republic over 10 years ago, and I act as a CMO for the company. But I feel like everyone at Anthem Republic is a mentor to me. Yeah. Even though I'm sometimes a mentor to them, I feel like everyone's mentoring me because I think we all have our own gifts. Yeah. And if we can recognize those gifts and let those gifts flourish, then it's on.
Well, yes. And that's what I think what makes a good leader is I think if you take the student posture and that we're always learning and that we could learn from someone else. I always say this, any strength overused is a weakness. Like whenever you think you have it all, you really don't. You become weak, And so even with marketing, so much has changed that you have to constantly sharpen your skills, sharpen the iron for yourself.
And that's why we're doing this podcast.
Exactly.
For me on this podcast, the future episodes, I want it to be about business, but really more about how to do business as humans. And to learn about, I want to learn more about myself out of this podcast. I want to, like you said, be a student. At the same time, we're going to be bringing on some awesome guests who are going to unpack a lot of different topics. Some of them are going to be more technical and give us more training in the marketing and advertising and business fields. Yeah. But some of it's going to be talking about, things like empathy and other types of emotional topics that affect every human.
Exactly. So with that being said, we're really glad that you tuned in. And if you have any ideas or thoughts that you would love for this podcast to showcase, please email us at
hello@itsonpodcast.com, correct?
Yes, that is correct. And we will be airing episodes every 2 weeks. We want to be consistent, and we really hope that you will take this to be a learning tool for you in your business or your family or even just your personal life, So once again, you can follow us at Anthem Republic. That's on all social media. Is that correct, Austin?
That is correct.
You got to check in with the doctor.
Right. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, somewhere around there. Yeah, you'll find us.
Yes, and our website is anthemrepublic.com. And once again, we want to thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.